think of football, we could think of youth, speed, and power. But history tells us something very different. George Blanda played professional football until age 48. Fred Biletnikoff built a Hall of Fame career not with blazing speed, but with consistency and precision that lasted well beyond his quote-unquote prime years. How did they do it? And more importantly, what can we learn from them about living strong, healthy, and being capable at any age? Today we're diving into the longevity playbook, from the gridiron to your everyday life, today on the Personalized Fitness Podcast. Hey, good day, and welcome to the Personalized Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Garrett Williamson, president of Personalized Fitness. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you enjoy this show, as I always say, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, you can always reach out to us at 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. You can contact us online at personalizedfitness.com. You can also find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Personalized Fitness. Contact us via X at Team PE. Now let's talk about the legends of football longevity. George Blanda, Fred Biletnikoff. There are others too. And what their stories teach us about fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset. When you hear the name George Blanda, you're hearing about a man who redefined what too old meant in sports. Blanda's career spanned 26 seasons, starting in 1949 and ending in 1975. Now let me put that into perspective. In 1970, when he was 43 years old, he led the Raiders on a streak of clutch wins that made him a national sensation. At 48, he finally hung up his cleats, still kicking field goals in the NFL. He played several positions. Fred Biletnikoff's story is different, but equally powerful. He wasn't the fastest receiver, and scouts let him know it. But he built a Hall of Fame career, 14 seasons with the Raiders. By mastering the art of consistency, he ran precise routes, caught everything thrown his way, and refused to let age or lost speed define his value. Now here's where this connects to the lie of age. Both men remind us that longevity isn't about avoiding decline. It's about adapting, evolving, and leveraging the four components of ability: fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, mindset. Let's break those down. Fitness. Blanda didn't just stay strong by luck. He trained differently as he started having to make adaptations for all the years and all the wear and tear on his body. He shifted from being a quarterback to focusing on his role as a kicker. Instead of saying, I can't keep up with the young guys, he said, how can I keep contributing in a new way? That's fitness adaptation at its core. Biletnikoff? His fitness wasn't about raw athleticism. It was about repeatability. Studies show that muscle endurance and neuromuscular training preserve function just as much as maximum strength. Biletnikoff embodied that truth before science caught up. Nutrition. Now, nutrition back in their eras wasn't what it is today, but the principle is timeless. What you put in your body either fuels longevity or robs it. Even simple consistency in eating patterns, fewer late night binges, more balanced fuel, can extend performance. Modern research from Harvard confirms that nutrition supports not only physical performance, but also cognitive clarity, which is vital in high-stakes games and, frankly, in everyday life. Lifestyle. This is where most careers end early. Poor sleep, destructive habits, off-field stressors. They cut careers short. Notice it has nothing to do with time. But players like Blanda and Biletnikoff found ways to live lifestyles that supported their game. Blanda especially managed stress and recovery differently than most, which kept him showing up year after year. Today, we know that lifestyle, movement, sleep, stress management, they're one of the strongest predictors of what we call health span. My favorite, mindset. It's the most important piece. Both men had the mindset that their age didn't dictate their ability. Blanda once said, to play 26 years, you've got to love the game. If you don't love it, you can't make it last. That mindset, passion, grit, love for the process is the secret sauce. Keep in mind, these guys had to make the team every single year. They just maintained that same mindset. Biletnikoff summed up his approach by saying, it's not about speed. It's about being where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. That wisdom that goes beyond football, it's about consistency, precision, and refuse to let age steal your relevance or the mindset thinking about declining as time passes on a calendar. Made sure that did not steal his passion. Here's the takeaway for all of us. So what does this mean for you and me? People who may never put on pads but still want to live long, strong, and capable lives. Adapt your fitness. If you notice any kind of injuries or some kind of modifications you need to make, hey, make the changes to adapt to it. These are the same things that you might run into at 16 years old. Fuel wisely. Don't underestimate the role of daily nutrition and how you feel and perform, whether you're on the field or at the office. Build lifestyle rhythms. Sleep, recovery, stress management. They're not luxuries. They're necessities for long-term ability. And most importantly, protect your mindset. More than anything, adopt the belief that ability is not capped by age. It's capped by the choices we make. When you do those four things, you build your own longevity playbook, one that works for you whether you're 25, 45, or 85. Again, if you're enjoying this conversation, don't forget to like, follow, and share this podcast. You never know. Somebody in your circle may need this reminder today. As always, when I talk about things like this, I like to end with a challenge. So here's your challenge. Look at your own life through the lens of George Blanda and Fred Biletnikoff. What can you adapt? Where can you be more consistent? How can you keep showing up no matter the number on the calendar? Longevity isn't about being the youngest in the room. It's about being the most present, the most prepared, and above all, the most persistent. If you'd like help building your own longevity playbook, give us a call at area code 251-278-3343 or visit us online at personalizedfitness.com. As I always say, social media, contact us Facebook, Personalized Fitness, and Instagram. Also, reach out to us if you'd like on X at Team PE. I've said it 100 times. I've said it 1,000 times. And by the way, these two individuals aren't the only individuals that are athletes that had long, successful careers, well after everybody told them or thought that they should have hung up the game, as I say. There are a lot of people out there that feel this way. There are quite a few people that did not buy into the ridiculous lie that age dictates ability. We definitely don't want you to do that either. We definitely don't want you to buy into that lie. In fact, beating the lie of age is one more way we help you reach your level of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you next time.